Hey folks, welcome to Fresh Produce. I'm Pete from BTI. We're hearing about it everywhere. We wanted to take a minute and talk about the new radial casing from Schwalbe. There's tons of info out there. There's not a lot of tires out there. So let's get right into it. First of all, radial casing is really a reference to the angle of the actual threads inside the tire. These tires don't necessarily look different at all. They don't even say radial on the tire. So first I wanted to call out that all the radial tires have the Pro designation on them from Schwalbe. That's all you're gonna look for to know it is this new radial construction. Normal tires have their actual threading inside the tire running at an angle across the tire. Radial tires, while they're not fully flat, they have less of an angle. So it just means that those threads are gonna be able to conform and move a little bit more compared to a traditional construction. The idea with this is you're basically going to get better traction and have a better feel of what your tires are doing on the ground at any time. It does mean you actually have to run higher air pressure in your tires because these threads are actually able to move so much more than a traditional construction. Running higher pressure, you're going to get great stability. You're going to get good flat protection because of those higher pressures. And on top of it, the traction that the radial construction offers. So kind of a win-win here. It will definitely mean everyone has to play around with their pressures. I know a lot of us have some go-to number that we need to hit every time. You're going to need to play around again when you get on some radial tires. Aside from radial construction, I also wanted to take a minute to talk about this new Albert tread pattern today. This Albert has a much tighter knob spread on the tire and just kind of like shorter, blockier knobs. I think this is going to be a much better tire for hard pack, as well as kind of that loose over hard or kind of sandy but firm condition. For us in New Mexico, I think this is going to be a huge winner. I think it's going to apply really well in like Southern California as well, a bunch of other places around. Now, this one happens to be the gravity casing. So that means it's really aimed at more like a bike park, enduro racer. It's not a full on downhill tire given it's still a folding bead, but I think a lot of folks can get away with it in downhill type use. Just for comparison here, we've got a couple of different Magic Marys. This is the Magic Mary in the new Pro radial casing. I've also got kind of an older Magic Mary in a traditional non-radial casing. These are both trail style casings. So just comparing a trail versus a gravity, much heavier, overall more robust, just a whole different use case. And then the trail, much more lightweight, but it is still that radial casing. So comparing these two Magic Marys, I'd say, first of all, I'm noticing even just that the Pro radial casings just actually fold and sit better on the table compared to the older traditional thread style. I think that really speaks to how they're gonna fold and conform over rocks on the trail and offer you better grip overall. Take a little look at how the actual casing of the tire deflects. In my eyes, this is a long flex that's happening on the standard tire, and on the radial tire, what I see is sort of it's easier for this rubber or tire to kind of flex. So the talking points from Schwalbe are saying a longer contact patch, and that's going to offer better traction. These feel different in the hand, and I think they are surely going to feel different on the trail as well. Lots going on with these tires. There's a ton of people out there that are Magic Mary fans, and I think these new radial casings are worth a try. If you'd like to try any of the radials or other Schwalbe tires on your own bike, make sure you ask it at your local bike shop and tell them BTI sent you.